So like explain to like what does it look like? Like what does a day goes? So let's start with Chris. I mean,
Okay.
that's Chris is so Chris, what does it look like to style Chris Paul for a road game or a home game or whatever?
Okay. So I would say each client is different and their level of expectation or what they need is different. But I try to create a system around all of them that is at least similar for me so I can execute efficiently. So I visit each client for the NBA. I visit each NBA client every 30 days. I come to their home or whatever their space is. We have a fitting. Let me step all the way back. If I'm a new person, if you're a new client and you're like, hey, I want to have a stylist. I think it's important, et cetera, we're going to have conversations about whose style you like, what you're into, what things you like that you wear that you have already. If there's somebody that you kind of aspire to be like, style-wise, what are your goals off the court? Like, are you a businessman? Are you wanting to be in the fashion world? Are you wanting to go to Fashion Week and do all of that? Are you more into philanthropy? Like, who are you off of the court? Who are you when you're not Chris Paul or whoever? Yeah, what's your purpose? Because to me, fashion impacts all of that.
100%.
And so mood boards are made because I'm a visual person. So I want to know like, okay, I heard what you said. This is how I interpret it visually. And then there's, circles and X's and yes, I like that, or I don't like that. Or even if it's like a picture of the whole body, like, oh, I like the polo shirt, but I don't like the sweatpants or whatever it is. Like, I want to know what works for you. Then also I meet with you, we take measurements. Some of these guys, not Chris, but like 6'9", 6'10". So some of these things are being made to measure. So a lot of times, like, I can't imagine what it would be like for DeAndre Jordan at 16 years old to go shopping.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm there to help not create, like, minimize that feeling of like, I'm 16 years old and I go in a store and like nothing works. I want to be the person that's like, here, this whole rack is for you. And help elevate boost your confidence. So I go take measurements, do all of that. I bring things from jeans to suits. We try things on, what works, what doesn't work, what brands work for you. Maybe there's a tailor there to make adjustments. Maybe nothing works on the rack the first time. We have to come back and do it a second time because it's not like an instant thing. Right. I mean, usually that doesn't happen, but like, it's trial and error. And then once we kind of establish that, then I come every 30 days. I'm super hyper aware of the game schedule. We figure out what day is kind of in between, and I re-up for those 30 days. So you have a rack in your closet or guest room or wherever that literally has a look for every single game. It's labeled. There's, the accessories literally down to the socks of everything you're going to wear. I'm also super aware that like my job is like a bit of a convenience thing. Like, on game day, your job is to focus on the game. So what you wear shouldn't be a hindrance to that. So you can go to this rack, what you're going to put on, it works, you like it, and you can move on and do your job on the court.
That's dope.
That is crazy.
That is super dope. I wish I had it.
Me too.
I wish I had it.
Me too.
That was beautiful. Sounds like even the last part, just like, I literally would go in the closet and be like,
it's one less thing you got to think about.
Yeah.
What am I going to wear today?
One less thing
but also it's very curated. So like for Chris, when he was the president of the PA, like I was really thinking about how he represented himself in that moment. So like making sure it felt a little bit more business casual. So you knew like, okay, yeah, he's about to go play, but he's also the president. This is like also a whole business here. So we want to reflect businessman. Or like for Kevin, he's very classic all-American guy. We want to make sure that resonates with his like consumer base. When you see him walking into the court. Also just like what he intrinsically likes.
Yeah.
I think, yes, it's like, for me, it's about putting looks together that are cool and that fit well, but like, it's not about creating viral moments or like giving you the latest and greatest sneaker drop or some crazy, $8,000 jacket. Like, that's not who I am as a stylist. There are stylists that are like that, and that's cool. That works for them.
Yeah.
But I think it's me trying to really identify who you are as a person, what your business is off the court, field, ice, whatever sport it is, and me trying to help use fashion as a platform to elevate that.